How we all doing? It's a Saturday at last. Stream's been a bit up and down. Just gonna turn the music down a little bit. Here we go. So this is a new one for me. 60 seconds reatomized. Seen it a few times. Not really sure what it's all about. I know it's got something to do with nuclear war and stuff like that and survival. Oh, that exits the game. Alright, fair enough. Didn't know that. Let's just relaunch that. Apologies. So, yeah, new to this one. We'll play it for a few hours, see how we go, and we'll go from there. Looks like it's good fun. I did have a go this morning on 60 parsecs, which is the same thing, set in space. I've got a little bit of an idea of how to play it, but not a great idea. Oh. That's car. Postbox, which is memories by the looks of it. Credits down there. Oh, I see, it comes up here. So when I clicked on that, exit, options, new game. So let's jump in. So we'll do the tutorial first, just so that I know what we're doing. So, atomic drill. Learn all about how to scavenge and survive in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. This tutorial is 100% approved by the establishment. Welcome to your atomic scavenge drill. Pay attention and you might just make it. Hold the grab control to skip my words, but every time you do, the reds will drop an extra nuke. Alright, fair enough. No time to waste, get moving and head to the marked point in front of you. Okay, good job. There might just be some hope from you yet. Keep those legs moving. One more time, you know the drill. Marker, living room. Go, go, go. Not bad, but you better be in good shape. There is more where that came from. Okay. Fun's over, it's a matter of life and death. Find your son Timmy. ASAP. So where is Timmy? Oh, excuse me. There he is. Good thing you know the layout of your house. I bet you the Reds know it too. Family comes first. Grab Timmy. He will be the first to visit your cozy shelter. I have Timmy. That's it. Consider taking other family members too. I'll leave the exact priorities to you. Find the highlighted soup can and grab it. Timmy is safe, but you need to find food to keep the shelter stocked. Okay, so some soup. Soup, an excellent choice. This can sustain a family of 4 for a day. Alright, fair enough. Every American atomic shelter also needs a supply of water. Hunt for some bottles. Find the highlighted water bottle. That tuber's getting really annoying really quickly. Okay, to the shelter. That's enough water for now, but you've got yourself a problem, Buster. You can only carry so much, and each item weighs at least 1 slot. You need to drop whatever you're carrying at the hatch before you can move on. Or can pick up more. Drop whatever you're carrying. When near the shelter, drop all the items you have. There's a good chance of survive the fall. Bingo, you got yourself a small stockpile, water and even little Timmy. Find a radio and grab it. Oh, is that a radio? Nope. Oh, it's here. That's it. Nothing more useful than news from the outside. Yeah. Collect 5 items and drop them off to the shelter in time. Okay, sometimes you get a few extra seconds before the siren sounds to scatter surroundings, but after that, it goes off. You need to start packing. Our incredible advanced warning system gives you 60 seconds to scavenge what you need and get yourself to safety. Let's give it a try. Collect at least 5 more items from family members in the next 60 seconds and make sure you find yourself close to the shelter when the time is up. Let's get family members first. And we want some food, some water. Let's grab some more water. Where are we? Chuck those in. Collect more if you want. Remember to get close. Okay, let's get the gun. That'll be handy. Maybe something to keep the morale up. I don't know. Let's get some, whatever that is. Oh! That looked like medication, first aid kit. Oh, deck of cards. Alright, fair enough. Oh! Now you know how to survive. Now you know how to get what you need to survive, but your training is far from over. I'll see you downstairs for survival training at ease. Day 1. We will look okay. Oh, we've got a notebook down here. So we've got 4 water, 4 soup, pesticide possibly, a gun, radio. We've got a deck of cards and a first aid kit. Day 1. You made it to the shelter. Congratulations, but the drill's not over yet. You'll end up here with whatever and whoever you brought with you. Nothing else. You'll need to make the most of it. The next few days will teach you how to survive down here while the world outside burns. Explore and interact with your surroundings. You can always find out useful things about your shelter and its inhabitants when your survival journal is not open yet or hidden. First things first, we must ration food and water. If you don't wine and dine yourself and the folks you brought with you, you can bet your bottom dollar none of you will ever see the light of day again. As long as you have food and water available, ration it out to a given person by selecting the picture of a can or bottle of water, their portrait, under their portrait, or instantly ration out by clicking out both by clicking on the character's image. Of course, you might save your supplies for later, but a normal person can only survive 4 days without water. As to food, the longer you deny your people rations, the weaker they will get and eventually get sick. Even if you manage to cure them, it will take you quite a few cans and a lot of time to replenish their strength. Time to ration supplies. Since this is your first day, you'll need to get used to your surroundings. Believe me, ventilation hum can drive anyone nuts if you don't occupy yourself with something to do. Get some decent rest and we'll carry on tomorrow. Night night. Well, I don't think we need to give anyone rations because we've only just come down here. So how do I close the book? Get that one. Day 2. Let's check everyone. Timmy, Mary Jane, Ted and Dolores. Deck of cards. Good morning, survivalists. Hope you slept well. Bed's comfy enough? No? Well, better get used to it since you'll be staying down here for a while. We'll start today's activity with rationing since you need to do it every day. But after that, we will move on to something else. Got your attention? Good. Now listen. There's a risk you will run out of supplies eventually. Everything can be useful, but food and water are critical to your survival. If they're gone, you will be gone sooner. Then you can say corn dog. So, sometimes you need to send people to the surface to bring in more supplies. You can do this by preparing an expedition a day before it actually departs. Be careful though, tired survivors can never take part in an expedition. Today we will skip preparations and jump directly into sending someone outside. There isn't much going on with Ted, no trouble, nothing new. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone can be fine and well in this tiny shelter. Nothing new to report on Timmy. Well, everyone looks alright for the moment, so we'll leave that. Sending your people out to the wasteland is no walk in the park. Do it too early or without a gas mask, you can bet it's a suicide mission for them. Send healthy and well-fed people. Sick, hurt or crazed people are more likely to perish out there. You can send one person at a time. Let's give it a try. This time you will need to send someone out, but whoever you want. But if you ever want to skip a trip to the surface, don't select anyone. I'm going to send little Timmy, because I'm mean. This is a drill, so your explorer will come back after a little while, but in the event of a real apocalypse, they might be gone a couple of days. In the meantime, you'll be faced with other problems that will test you to the limits. I'm talking about making decisions that can break even the best of men's moral spine. Well, we'll see what clay you're made of, but first, ration of food and water. We don't want anyone starving now, do we? Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Ted should drink something, so we give Ted some water. And Mary Jane and Dolores. They all want water. I'm an army man, so I don't know a second thing about imagination, but you could probably use yours now. Picture this scenario. You come across your kid's hamster, who in some bizarre way found its way to the shelter. The kids are obviously going to love it, and so will you. There's nothing better than food that comes to you on its own. Now it's up to you. Do you cook him? No, I'm not going to cook the hamster. That's mean. Cooking a hamster. I mean, who cooks a hamster? Where is the hamster, is the question. Good choice. The little furry guy can stay and fatten up. It will make a bigger meal in a few days. And maybe your only source of food if you run out. Ted isn't thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. And Dolores is no longer thirsty. So we don't need to do anything there. You might be faced with decisions that require to use your equipment. However, sometimes you might find you don't have that one item that was supposed to save the day. So make sure you scavenge the right supplies before the blast. Keep in mind, every item can be used for something. What do you want to do today? Clean a rifle, listen to the radio, or maybe play Shadow Bunnies using a flashlight? I think we'll listen to the radio. Timmy's back. The radio is critical to establishing communications with the US Army, as well as for listening out for any trouble that might be headed your way. If you get lucky, maybe you'll catch some music too. Good news, everyone, the expedition is back. Sometimes they'll return with extra supplies, sometimes they won't. Other times they'll come back with a nasty injury or even radiation sickness. Believe me, you don't want to get those. I hear the glowing in the dark isn't as fun as it sounds. This time, your explorer was hurt, but they will recover after the proper use of a first aid kit. You can use one during rationing. Timmy got hurt, Timmy should eat. Nothing much going on with Ted, no trouble, nothing new. Mary Jane seems fine. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. So we need to use first aid kit on Timmy. You need at least one adult alive if you're going to send your only survivor to the surface. You won't know what's happening in your bunker until they come back. And when they do, your shelter might already belong to someone else. A decent padlock may protect it, but not for long. This was a busy day. Take your time and get some sleep. If you made it this far, you're doing great and have a chance of getting out of this foxhole. Hopefully soon, but don't quote me on that. Day 6. We've only just sent someone out, but let's give it another go today, shall we? The first time you were only asked to pick one unlucky, but one brave volunteer to save the day. This time you will also get a chance to equip your explorer with some useful gear. Feed your troops, and I'll see you at the shelter. Timmy's very hungry, but Timmy is healed. If Ted doesn't drink, so Ted needs something to drink, we should get Mary Jane something to drink, and Dolores. So, okay, so he needs food, and they can all have some water, I think. Anything can be useful outside. Some items even improve scavengers' chance of survival. Notice you have a suitcase. That's handy. With a suitcase, your explorer can carry more. Go ahead and pick something. Let's send Mary Jane this time, who can take the suitcase, I think. She's a bit bigger than Timmy. Bug spray, okay. Morning, people. You're probably asking yourself one simple question. What's the point of sitting in this atomic shelter? Why don't I just leave? Well, living is a death sentence. If the radioactive sickness doesn't kill you, then the giant scorpions will. You can trust me on that. Your one chance is our boys arriving to rescue you. So every good citizen needs to do one thing. Seek contact with the US military and await rescue. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. She's got the suitcase. Timmy should eat something. Ted's no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Well, I just gave Timmy food. No. The rescue ain't coming today, but we'll come to get you eventually. You need to keep your radio operational and be ready to venture into the wastes. However, you also need to be careful. It might not be only our soldiers out there. There could be bandits or worse, commies. Just imagine what will happen if the Reds discover you. So let's agree to the rules for the drill. You only open a door if someone knocks 2 times. Am I clear? 2 times. Timmy should eat. Timmy's eating. He's not having anything else. Oh, she came back. She found an axe and some more water by the looks of it, or some more soup. You need to remember that some days will be very intense. A lot of things will happen that you need to be prepared for. That's why any day that gives you a break is a blessing, and you'll need to make sure that the most of it. Eat, drink, and relax, while thinking about those commie bastards who don't have comfy bunkers like you. The thought always gets me through the day. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. We found the 10-cent hotel in ruins, but there was plenty to look through. Pieces of furniture, suitcases, and other hotel supplies were scattered all over the place. Now we know the secret of their restaurant chef. It's tomato soup. No wonder they were given 5-star hotel. So we get +1. Soup. Every room was stocked with water bottles for guests. A few of them remained relatively untouched by the explosion. And we got some water. In what was left of one of the rooms, 2 figures were playing chess. One was a skeleton and the other man in some kind of metal armour. They gave us the chessboard, claiming they have a spare one. Only when we walked away did we discover they gave us checkers instead of chess. What a sick joke. I mean, that's just nasty, right? The lobby was mostly destroyed and barely anything could be found on the floor, except for one very hairy and very dead lumberjack, and he had an axe in his hand. So we got an axe. So everyone's hungry by the looks of it. Timmy's very hungry, Ted is hungry, Mary Jane's hungry, Dolores would really love to eat something. So let's give them all something to eat. As long as you keep your shelter stocked and remain cautious, you should be okay. However, every choice you make may come back to bite you on the arse, even after a few days a week. Consider your options carefully. This is a drill, but if the nukes start dropping, it's a totally different story. If I were you, I'd check the door. Our extraction team might be coming for you any day now, but be careful, this is a post-apocalyptic scenario, and you never know what's coming. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Timmy should eat something. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. Ted isn't hungry. Ted needs water. Dolores is no longer hungry. Dolores needs water as well, so we'll give them all water and some food. Someone's at the door. You can hear several knocks. If you don't listen carefully, you can make out there was 3 knocks. No, because we want 2 knocks. Good call. That wasn't the knock you were waiting for. Precaution at all times. Remember, But be cautious, apply yourself, and maybe you and your family will be just fine, or at least most of you. Mary Jane's diet gives you a little food. Ted's no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy's no longer hungry, and Timmy is no longer thirsty. What's the question mark for? Oh, okay. As you're counting imagery sheep in your head, another series will not break your concentration. Someone is really hammering on the door. I'm probably not taking no for an answer. 2 knocks, 2 knocks. The pattern keeps repeating. Do you open the door? Yes. So we're waiting for 2 knocks. Complete the government endorsed fallout drill. Nice. Good job. You're safe and sound with our brave shoulders. Now you can have some apple pie. You deserve it. We survived for 11 days. Day 1, atomic drill begins. Day 8, hotel raiders. Day 10, successfully passed the drill. Yay, we survived, which is always good when playing a survival game. So we're going to end the adventure there. I'm going to blow my nose very quickly, and I'll be back while it loads up. Okay, so we are back. And this time we will play the proper game. So I'm guessing the full atomic experience. Scavenge a bunch of house supplies. Survive the post-apocalypse in your fallout shelter. What are these ones? Okay, so these are just, yeah, different modes. We will be Ted on normal. Begin adventure. So we've got some food, we've got a map, the gun. She's there. Timmy's in the kitchen. And she's there. Right, let's go. Let's grab her first. Let's grab the checkers board. Down there. With an axe. Or whatever that is. Oh, harmonica, that'll do. I'm not grabbing a lot of food here, am I? Let's grab the wife. Can we grab Timmy at the same time? Yep, we'll grab them. Radio. Oh, where's the radio? Ah! Ha! Well, that wasn't a bad start. I got killed. Straight away. See what it says. Nothing. I perished. Never mind. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Timmy's there. Food, flashlight. Is there a gas mask anywhere? Radio's in the bathroom. Let's grab the wife. Whatever they are, bullets, that'll do. Suitcase. I can't take the gun, so we can grab some water or something. Where is she? She's in there. Come on, pick it up then. No, run out of time. Not a lot of stuff. Not a lot of useful stuff anyway. Achievement, Family Guy, rescue the whole family. Okay, so what have we got? 4 radio. We got the bullets, but we didn't get the gun. We got the first aid kit, and we got the checkers game. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was close. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. Our shelter used to be fully stocked, but somehow we always found a better way to use the stock supplies instead of leaving them for an emergency. Once, we had a soup dinner party. Another time, we needed the rifle to help our neighbourhood watch in a vicious fight against raccoons. Luckily, some of the supplies were left untouched. Good thing we grabbed that suitcase. What we found inside will definitely prove useful. So we got a first aid kit and the checkers. Our shelves are full of cans. We eat from cans, we'll sleep on cans, we'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. Well, we don't need anything, it's day one. You maniacs, you blew it up. Ah, damn you all to hell. There's something we should have told our neighbours when they blew up their barbecue last spring. There were good times, even if they wasted a perfectly good barbecue. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for harsh reality that awaits us. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to a crappy place. It's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling this situation. She looks fine today. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it will stay this way. Timmy is on his best behaviour. How long will it last? No one needs any rations today. It looks like the area is still irradiated. Going to the wasteland right now is unsafe unless you don't mind getting sick. Should we start preparing for an expedition tomorrow? Timmy is in good health. Mary Jane is feeling excellent. Dolores is in pretty good shape. And Ted seems to be in really good shape for a trip. Okay, maybe we should then. Our ammunition is missing. There is no way it was stolen, so it has to be here somewhere. We need to find it. Oh. Okay, yeah, it's gone. It was too dark to find those tiny bullets without a flashlight. They aren't lost. Technically, they're still in the shelter. Technically. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last. Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. If there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores, and we can't leave Timmy without water for too long. So they all need water. Fine. It's about time we choose someone to scavenge the remains of our town in search of supplies. Who will it be? What to take outside? So, I think it's going to be Mary Jane. And we'll take the suitcase with us. She did alright in the drill, so we'll see. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. And if she took the suitcase. Ted's no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Don't need to ration supplies. As we were considering alternatives to the canned soup diet, a knock at the door broke our line of thought. It turned out we were visited by a band of survivors who were in pretty good shape. All they wanted was to get something to drink, a bite to eat, or at least clean their bandages and medicine to attend their wounded. Let's give them a bit of soup. Our visitors had problems finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed, smiles and hugs exchanged, and they wished us all the best. It was great feeling to help someone out. They left soon after to seek shelter in the ruins of our town. We hope they make it out there. So obviously we lost at soup. Ted's fine. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Timmy is good. Well, at least he was 5 minutes ago. No. We heard something about supply drops on the radio. This might just what we need to survive, and it's supposed to happen near a house. Should we go out and find out if it's really happening? Well, we don't have a gas mask, so no. It was too dangerous to go out there without any protection, so we decided to stay indoors and listen to the radio. The static is so relaxing. Ted should drink something. There has to be water left. Dolores should get it. And some water for Timmy. So, water for you guys. There are only so many things you can do in a tiny bunker, so we thought, why not? Why not play some games? They're just for the kids. They're not just for kids, you know? Okay. There's a little drawing on the wall there. It's appeared. We played Truth or Dare. When it turned out we only kept asking questions, and the most common was, are we going to eat anything besides tomato soup? We decided that's enough of games for now. Ted's no longer thirsty, but he's hungry. Dolores is no longer thirsty, but she's hungry. Timmy's no longer thirsty, but he's hungry. So we'll give him some soup. The other day we heard a quiet knock at our door, but when we opened it, we only found a suitcase on the doorstep, and there was no one around. It isn't signed, but it sure looks like it's meant for us. Should we check inside? Yeah. Unless it's going to go boom and kill us all. Oh. She don't look very well, does she? Inside the suitcase we found some soup, but yuck, it expired a long time ago. We're not feeling very well. Some of us spent the whole morning using the bucket in the corner. We're not accepting anonymous gifts ever again. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. +1. As the educated and cultured people we are, we've obviously visited the local theatre in the past. We're so proud to admit that we only ever fell asleep once, during one of the 2 plays we've ever seen. Either way, we had no problems finding the building, and we decided to check it for supplies. This must have been one boring play if the only props used were bottles. The scene was practically filled with them. Thankfully, some had water in them, so we get 3 water. We half expected the theatre cafeteria to be in a sorry state. Surprisingly, the atomic blast spared most of it, and we were able to admire their selection of foods. It was very vivid, small, medium, or large cans of tomato soup. We felt large cans were meant for us. So we got 2 soup. We had some fun playing around with different theatre props and outfits. We didn't look especially fabulous in any of them. We took a padlock from one of the boxes as a souvenir. The last expedition got us thinking maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare. Of course, most of the automobiles are available. Most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out. But if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We'd better keep an eye out on those future expeditions. Ted's no longer hungry, okay. So, Mary Jane needs food. She's really tired and she's not very well. Dolores is no longer hungry. Timmy's no longer hungry, but Timmy fell sick. So let's... We'll give them all something to eat, I think. Our neighbourhood is still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface are a big risk to take to our health right now. Well, we need some more supplies. We can keep sitting on our backsides in this tiny bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from the radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighbourhood? We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. So let's have the radio on. A little bit of Morse code. Mary Jane looks better. We made contact. The military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help is on the way. We just need to wait for further instructions and keep our radio working. Mary Jane could still use some food and she's still tired. Mary Jane is well now though. Timmy's looking very pale. That's not good. Ted is fine. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. She could use... Who needed food? Yeah, Mary Jane. Okay, so she can have some food. Who do we want to send? Oh, I think we send Timmy and the suitcase. Again. We send Timmy out. Timmy's already not well. Timmy went to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Mary Jane is rested. Teddy's not complaining today, at least not very much. Dolores is fine as well. Fine and well. Okay, cool. Okay, you can have some more soup then. It's become more and more difficult to breathe in the shower over the last couple of hours. We suspect there is something wrong with the ventilation. It might have got stuck, but how? We need to investigate it or we might suffocate. Well, we haven't got any of those things. So... we could die here. I don't remember there being a telephone in the bunker. We decided to ignore the problems with the vent and focus on other problems. As predicted, all of us developed a nasty cough and had trouble breathing, but it got better the next morning. We don't know what the issue was, but the important thing is it's gone now. Where is water when Ted needs it? Mary Jane's no longer hungry and we should get Mary Jane something to drink. If there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores. Okay, so you can all have some water. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop. Yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. Must be the public phone booth. Should someone go and answer it? Well, we'll send Mary Jane. We answered the phone. We could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope to get it back. Hope they'll get back to us. Ted's no longer thirsty. Mary Jane's no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Good. So no one needs anything. Breathe calmly. 1, 2, 3. That's better. Don't panic. Don't panic. We need to open the door this instant or we're all going to die. Open the door. So we'll open the door. Don't know why they're all going to die, but let's find out. Oh, Ted got sick. Opening the door and letting contaminated air in was a great idea. Now instead of phobias, we need to deal with vomiting. Ted became infected. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. Well, we don't have any medical supplies. Who was hungry? Mary Jane. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Spiders seem to be operating under the assumption that we all have the same rights to this shelter as we do. They're everywhere and don't seem very scared of us. It's time we change that. We don't want any more spiders in our soup. No, sir. Well, we don't have any of them things, so... Somebody's dying. I think Ted. Sick, thirsty and hungry. Thirsty and tired. Thirsty and hungry. Okay. We decided we could get rid of those spiders with our bare hands, feet and whatever other body parts we could use for lethal anti-spider attacks. Unfortunately, we underestimated their chances. They're really fast. All we achieved was getting tired. Maybe we'll have more luck next time. Ted hasn't recovered yet. Ted should drink something. Ted's hungry. Mary Jane is no longer hungry. Getting us something to drink though. Like might be the right idea. Jane's tired. Water is all Dolores wants, and water is not. Dolores hasn't eaten for a while. So let's do that. We started arguing with Dolores about opening the bunker door a few days back. She's really aggressive and this will quickly escalate into something major. We should try to ease her down. The alternative is our own very small... Well, we should try and calm her down, shouldn't we? Dolores had to release some steam. That's all. We're all a bit tired. But hopefully this can be cured with a good night's sleep. Okay. Ted keeps coughing and coughing, but he's no longer thirsty, isn't hungry, and he's tired. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She's got no energy, but she's no longer thirsty. And Dolores is no longer thirsty. She's no longer hungry, but she is really tired. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions, or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to a radio station, learning a thing or two about the brave new world? Well, let's do that. She's getting very gaunt, isn't she? We've got 1 can of soup left and 2 water. Let's hope Timmy comes back. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news. The fallout outside is mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. Ted is still tired. A few days rest is what he needs. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She's no energy for anything. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. No one needs anything, I don't think. No, just needs some rest. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard some knocking at the door. It seems to be a trader who is very interested in ammunition. How about that? Well, we don't have ammunition, so we can have the checkers ball because we ain't using it. Oh, look at him. Oh, gold. We offered checkers instead of ammunition. The visitor was quite confused and trying to explain to us what ammunition was. We pretended to understand nothing. It was very amusing until he left with our checkers board, arsehole. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safely now with us. Unfortunately, the search was futile. We gained nothing from the excursion. We window shopped near parking lots for a while for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Ted still hasn't recovered and he needs a few more days rest. So I bet he needs water. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She's got no energy. Can we spare some water? Dolores is tired, but she's thirsty and she needs food. And Timmy's hungry. So Timmy, you're hungry. Ted wants water. She wants water. She wants water. Well, we can't send anybody out on expedition, so forget that. We've always wanted to throw a party with a huge cake. For some reason, it never worked. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake when the radioactive clouds are gone. Let's just leave all those questions be for now. Ted hasn't recovered. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted isn't thirsty, but he is hungry. So he wants food. Mary Jane's sleeping all the time. She's got no energy for anything. It's fine. Dolores hasn't eaten for a while. So Dolores, you can have some food as well. Timmy's very hungry. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Timmy is rested. How about getting Timmy something to drink? He's not looking well. Timmy, you can have some water, but you can't really have any food, son. Right. Let's send Timmy out again. Poor old Timmy. We were able to catch the military broadcast again. This time they're asking us to get out with a flashlight and signal their plane after it gets dark. If all goes well, they'll be able to find us. Sounds like we'll be leaving soon. Day 19. The signal has to wait. Besides, they even know how much flashlight batteries cost, especially in this economy, especially after it's been wiped out. Ted is still sick. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Ted isn't hungry anymore. Mary Jane is tired. She becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off, but she's not hungry. Timmy is very hungry. If we don't do anything about Timmy's sickness, it might get worse. Well, okay. Some of us are keener to go outside than others. Either way, it's time to choose the most able and responsible person to gather more supplies. Timmy, I need you going to take the suitcase again. Okay. That's interesting. Stay in your fallout shelter for 20 days. Ted looking very poorly there. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what to do if he doesn't come back. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted's really thirsty. When Mary Jane's tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Mary Jane is thirsty. Dolores is still can't sleep it off. Dolores will not last long without water. So unfortunately, they all need water. Knock, knock, knock. That sound always surprises me and confuses us. It could mean anything, good or bad, but we're always curious. Should we open a door? Well, I don't think we've got much choice at this point. Someone started shooting us. We closed the hatch as quickly as we could, but a shot or two grazed us. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted has rested. Ted is no longer thirsty. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted, but she's no longer thirsty, but she was hurt. Mary Jane has rested. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty, but she is quite hungry. This morning we were surprised to find a letter on our doorstep. It was not signed and it contained a location and time for a meeting tonight. And a few sentences. It said things like, we're friendly, come on, send one person. We have no idea who could have sent that, but we're guessing this is our chance to find out. We're going to send Dolores. It's about time she did something. She's damaged anyway. It's true, it's all true. There really are others just like us. We arrived at the rendezvous unarmed and on time, but we were greeted by a friendly looking group of survivors. They're being led by twins, a brother and a sister, who seem to be friendly enough. They asked us some questions and promised to stay in touch. Ted hasn't recovered. Ted is hungry. Isn't there anything we can do about Dolores' injuries? Dolores is still tired. She's not eaten. Mary Jane's no longer hungry. So these guys want something to eat. It's difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We do hope the whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end up in a place much worse than this cozy shelter. Oh, okay. Being stuck in such a tiny shelter would make anyone a bit apathetic. We need to stay calm and await the rescue. Surely they're coming for us, right? Ted keeps coughing and coughing and Ted isn't hungry anymore. All Ted wishes for is water. So he wants water. Dolores is still hurt and it may take quite a while before she gets better. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. She's no longer hungry, but she wants something to, so they all want something to drink, basically. So Timmy needs to hurry up. What we would give to enjoy the sunshine again. We can't say there's a lot of light underground. We don't expect it to get any brighter. Oh, Ted seems to be getting better. She's getting very dishevelled. There's no supplies left. As long as we're safe, we can stay down here. Ted's still sick, but he's not thirsty. We're no doctors, but we should help Dolores. Her wounds are pretty bad. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep. She's no longer thirsty. Mary Jane's no longer thirsty. She isn't looking very good. She hasn't eaten, but we haven't got any rations, so tough. What is that? It sounds like a distant rumble, but it's getting louder. And why is everything shaking? Oh god, it's a quake. Grab something to hold on to. Well, the radio's a good thing to hold on to. The cavemen drawings, isn't it? Earthquake or not, nothing's going to stand between us and our daily dose of radio static. We were able to grab it before it could fall down and get smashed. Something else might be broken, but we won't know until we clean this place up. Ted still hasn't recovered. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten. Dolores is still hurt and it might take a while. She's still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. None of you are getting rations today. We have plenty of distant relatives, but none of them mean as much to us as Aunt Ada. She lives in the country, so there's a good chance she's still configuring her cow counting machine and not worrying about nukes raining down on her house. Too bad we don't have a photo of her, or do we? We put some photos into books a while ago after the giant coffee spill incident. And so we are left with no photos, no news and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. All he wants is some water. Mary Jane is looking very good. She wants water as well, and she's tired. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep, but she wants water. Dolores is pretty fatigued. She's got no colour left on her face. Her injuries need to be fixed ASAP. None of you are getting anything. We hear a knock at the door this morning. We hold our breath in fear, but we heard children's voices coming from outside. We decided to open it up, and turned out the voices belong to a pair of Girl Scouts. They used to sell cookies, but they have branched out, and they now offer other items too. Smart girls. Well, we can definitely do the padlock for medical stuff, because then we can heal one of them. Oh, he's back. Hi, Timmy. Look at his hair. Oh, we got a gas mask at last. The girls were very kind and their prices were more than fair, so we gladly accepted their offer. How very clever of them to keep their business alive even after the apocalypse. We were impressed. So we lost the padlock, but we gained a first aid kit. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. It turned out that calling an ambulance is not an option anymore. We reached the hospital. It's in ruins, but part of it turned out to still be standing, more or less. We decided to go through the rubble and make the best of it. There were plenty of bottles of liquid in one of the wards. Peroxide or not, water is water and beggars can't be choosers. One of the surviving hospital beds had a gas mask hanging on it, along with a note that read, "Wear this, patients smell really bad." One of the dead patients had an axe sticking out of his back. According to his chart, he was feeling perfectly fine before the atomic blast. We decided he probably no longer needed the axe. Damn it, we really like that suitcase. Well, it's gone now. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She needs food. So Mary Jane needs water fast. Dolores has been putting on a brave face, but she must be starving. Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep. She's still got no colour in her face, and she needs water. Timmy was never a fan of soup, but soup is all he thinks about. He must be hungry. Timmy's looking very pale. That's not good. Timmy's really tired. Okay, so let's heal Ted and give them all some water. I think we'll send Mary Jane out next. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. Maybe we should send Timmy to look at that, because he's already half dying anyway. Ted looks better. A shocking discovery. It was a dirty ice cream truck. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts. But the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave the radioactive hell behind us? There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Ted has recovered from his sickness, but he isn't thirsty. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Mary Jane is longer thirsty. Dolores has been putting on a brave face, but she must be starving. She's got no colour left in her face, and her injuries need to be fixed. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy is very pale. That's not good. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair. He needs a few days to rest. Timmy's diet needs food. It's today or never. Well, I haven't got any food, so you can't have any. But you can all have some water. Sitting around, it's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe something survived the blast. Maybe someone is still alive. Let's find out. I'm going to send Ted with the axe, with the gas mask, I think. I don't really want him to get sick. Oh, do we send... No, let's send Mary Jane, actually. What's this one? This one's come up. Oh, okay, so this is the ice cream truck that we can fix. Yeah, let's send Mary Jane with the gas mask. And Dolores is dead. Da, da, da. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon with the gas mask. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Timmy's diet needs food. It's today or never. Timmy's still quite sickly. Timmy still hasn't rested and he's pretty fatigued. Dolores suffered with her injuries for far too long. When the infection spread, there was nothing we could do. RIP. Time to ration supplies. No one can have anything today. The military is transmitting again. They said their first step is to locate any remaining survivors. A plane will be doing a sweep over our neighbourhood this evening. We're supposed to be out in the open signalling it with a flashlight. Well, we don't have the flashlight. So there ain't much we can do. The signal has to wait. Besides, they even know how much batteries cost, especially in this economy, especially after it's wiped out. Timmy needs food. Yeah, he needs an extra blanket. Tough. Ted looks very weak. If he doesn't eat today, it might end really badly. Ted is pretty fatigued. Let's hope that Mary Jane comes back with some food for us. A sleazy-looking trader comes, carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder, paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? No. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage with whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Ted looks very weak. It might end really badly. Timmy needs food. It's a day or never. Timmy needs an extra blanket. Timmy's rested. How about I get Timmy something to drink? He's not looking well. I haven't got anything left to give any of them. The siblings have visited us today. They told us they're searching the town for a safe place that could do well as a possible camp. So far, their group has been living in a tent, and they're picking up more wastelanders every day, and they simply don't have enough space. They mentioned that a map of the neighbourhood could be very helpful in their situation. Well, I wish I picked up the map now. Where's Timmy gone? Guessing Timmy's dead. We could use the map ourselves. Our friends understood and they said they'd pop in from time to time to check if the situation had changed. Ted looks very weak. If he doesn't eat today, it might end really badly. Hunger drove Timmy insane. When we realised he won't be able to provide for him, he snuck out and never returned. Oh well. Every new smell attacks our noses. This little shelter, there isn't much we can miss. So when a single brick fell out from the wall revealing a tight opening, our senses were immediately invaded by a terrible stench. We should probably check out that hole and see what the source of the smell is. Yeah, well, why not? It was only you left, Ted. You might as well have a look. Oh, she's back. She bought some food, yeah, and some water, and she brought the gas mask back. Hurrah. We looked into the hole, fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably. We have a feeling we'll be luckier than him, so we confiscated it. We gave the rat a proper burial in an empty can. He deserved that much. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning. We were happy to find the fire station in our town is at least semi-operational. Even after the apocalypse, it's not really shocking. Firefighters are the greatest of heroes, right after Marines and ice cream men. The ones with happy tunes in their vans. Although none of their faces looked familiar, we're sure they're the real deal. They had uniform helmets and everything. They even customised their headwear by drawing a lot of medicine skulls on them. How creative. Near the garage, we found a few firefighters shooting off some giant mutated cockroaches with a fire hose. We joined in on the fun and managed to fill some of the bottles with water in the process. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. Ted looks very weak, so we've got some food now so we can feed him. And Ted became infected. Mary Jane's diet. Okay, cool. So they both need food and they both need water. Let's send Ted out this time. We don't have either of those. So there's giant cockroaches outside apparently. Oh look, the giant cockroaches have invaded us. Oh my, that thing is huge. And there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. Ted's very weak. If he doesn't eat today, Ted is still sick. Ted isn't thirsty. Mary Jane's diet could use some food. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She's no energy for anything. So I have some more food for you guys. You could probably have some water as well. We're feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. The only thing left to do is choose the right person. So it's going to be Ted. And I think he should take the axe because he's already sick anyway. The replayability of this is amazing. Depends what you collect at the beginning, I suppose. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She's got no energy. Well, tough. The last time we sent an expedition, we noticed an abandoned tank sitting there. Shall we send someone to investigate? Well, we might as well send Mary Jane out to have a look. Day 36. We're doing alright. No, we're not. We've got 2 bottles of water left. We do have the rifle now, which is good. A bit of extra firepower never hurt anyone. We were more than happy to inherit a military issue rifle from the tank. Mary Jane isn't looking very good though. She hasn't eaten in a while. When she becomes tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Just give her some water. She'll be alright. Our situation is getting worse every day. We can see the hunger and desperation in each other's eyes. We knew a teacher from school who a local school rescued a bunch of kids when the bomb fell. We also know what kind of supplies are in the school shelter. As part of the community, we help stock it for an emergency, so technically they're ours, right? Should we claim them in our hour of need? Hell yes. The dark side. Show your evil self. Oh, we got a harmonica out of it. Great. We went out, got what we needed and came back. We're sure that group will do just fine. Most probably, yeah. We got a harmonica. But she's complaining she still hasn't eaten, so she can have some water, because that's it. Those cockroaches are playing around. They're very territorial and leaving us. We need to think about, well, let's shoot them. It's a knock on the door. Well, the roaches are gone. That's a good start. We have defeated the insidious roaches and driven them away. Their nests are ours. We should teach them a lesson. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten in a few days, but she is rested. Tough. A group of doctors knocked at our door today, requested supplies to be helpful in refilling their first aid kits. We didn't doubt that they were real deal for a second. They have lab coats and everything. Should we help them? Let's give them some water anyway. We might get something in return. Hopefully it's a first aid kit. Nope. We asked them for their doctor's licenses, but all of them claimed they left them in another pair of trousers. We didn't dare ask if it was just one pair. Gave them a water bottle and wished them good on the journey and better luck with their trousers. Mary Jane isn't looking good. She hasn't eaten. Tough. The military is transmitting again while we still don't have a flashlight. So, die in your fallout shelter. The signal has to wait. Besides, do they even know how much flashlight is? Ted has been outside for too long and he's still not returned. We fear he isn't coming back. Mary Jane isn't looking very good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Everyone has to drink sometimes, including Mary Jane. Is there any water left? Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task. We can tell you that much. You spent 40 days in the shelter. Day 1, all of us are safe. Lost and found. Widow's mite. Trojan horse. A bit of culture. Make contact with the military. Dead air. An uninspected call. And let us out. Spider-Man, discord in the ranks. Nuclear fallout has gone. Every bullet counts. Missed the army plane. New hope. 10 on the Richter scale. So this is kind of just breaking out all of the big things that happened throughout the run. Well, I quite enjoyed that. I don't know about anyone else, but I really enjoyed that. So if you do want to see more, obviously at the moment, although my schedule is up, I will try and keep to it as best I can, but I can't always promise that. So yeah, for today, that's going to be it, I think. If you do want to see some more, then by all means, comment, leave a like, all that sort of good stuff. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.